Hello, my name is Arlene Margie, and I want to tell you about my book, From ADHD to Almost Normal in 22 Years or Less. My son Scott was born with ADHD. Now, just to be clear, ADD is Attention Deficit Disorder. ADHD adds that H, which is hyperactivity, Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. Attention deficit disorder means that a child cannot focus long enough to achieve even the simplest tasks in a normal time frame. Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder adds a new component to that diagnosis, meaning that the child cannot sit still. He's always fidgety, and some people would describe it as being on a permanent caffeine high. I contend that this is not just an individual child's diagnosis, but this is really a family diagnosis. Because if every member of a family is not on the same page with how to care for the child, what the child's needs are, and how to treat the child, there can be serious problems within the family. There are many books written about ADD and ADHD, but most of them are written from the standpoint of doctors, social workers, and teachers, and sometimes the ADHD child himself will write a book about himself and what his experiences are. But there's very little out there about the families of the ADHD child and how this diagnosis affects them. The family must present a united front in how to care for the child, how to discipline the child, and how to deal with them on a daily basis. And if there is not a united front, it can lead to a lot of very high emotions and all kinds of issues like anger, resentment, frustration, self-doubt. There's a lot that can really affect the entire family. And this diagnosis can tear entire families apart, and it's so subtle sometimes that they don't even know what's happening. There was a time for many years of my son's life when I had grave doubts as to what his future would hold. I wasn't sure if he would be able to concentrate enough to complete his coursework in high school, graduate high school, or even learn how to drive a car. I had concerns about his anger management and his impulse control, and I used to think, what if he was driving and somebody cut him off and he became angry? We've all heard about cases of road rage. I'm very happy to tell you that today my son is a happy, healthy, functioning 25-year-old holding down a great job in tech support. He drives a better car than I do. He has a better credit rating than I have, having bought and paid for the car by himself for 5 years. And he has lifelong friendships. He has a better social life than I have. He has one that I envy. In my book, I talk about the pitfalls that our family fell into as we were trying to raise our child. And I wrote my story from the standpoint of if we knew then what we know now, and tried to give the information about how we handled various serious challenges in my son's life, with the hope that maybe if you have this information, you can avoid some of the pitfalls that we ended up falling into. I call my son my living miracle. And I hope by reading my book and by applying some of what I can tell you in there that would apply to you, that not only can you avoid the problems that we had, but that you can take heart from our situation and know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Know that there can be great life after ADD and ADHD, and that there can truly be a happy ending. Thank you.